Hey there, I am. Who goes there? Let me know in the chat. Hello, who's there right now? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Hello, friends. Welcome. Let me know who you are by posting in the chat. Who's joining in right now? Hello. What's up, Low and Lethal? How are you? Good to see you. Give me a legend. What's up, drawing? Tom Bombadil. All right, you know what? Let's go for it. All right, so where would I start with Tom Bombadil? That's actually a great place to start. Where is he? Where is he? Where is that little bugger? Wait, is he not in this? There he is. All right. So, Tom Bombadil. White, blue, black, red, green. Legendary creature God Bard. As long as there are 4 or more lower counters among sagas you control, Tom Bombadil has hexproof and indestructible. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Hello, friends. If you are joining in on TikTok, if you want me to be able to see your um, options and suggestions, hop on over to YouTube and join in there, and make sure you like the stream and subscribe. Trying to have a good time over here. Let's see. So Tom Bombadil. So I think the first thing here that my question is, how focused do you want to be on how focused do you want to be on keeping Tom on the battlefield? Like, is he just there for flavor, or all right? So you want to cheat out big sagas. So you're definitely gonna want proliferate cards if you're looking to um, plow through sagas. Let's see. So I think one of the first things that you're going to want to do is Tom Bombadil is rough because here's the big thing. Sagas inherently leave the battlefield. So, and his ability only triggers once each turn. So let's take a look. Let's see. Alright, so I'm thinking through this because Tom Bombadil is a tough place to start. I'm not going to go into any of the sagas because those are obvious, like you're going to look for sagas. So let's see what we can get for ways to enable sagas. Let's see. So the first thing I'm looking at here, I would say Clock Spinning is actually a really good card in this deck. Because you can keep your sagas on the battlefield and continually trigger them. So if you're proliferating and you're removing counters from the sagas, it can help you kind of get by the it can help you get by the once per turn problem with Tom Bombadil. So I think I would put Clock Spinning in the deck. So that's my card number one. So card number one, I would put Clock Spinning in the deck. Let's see what other options we have here. Ferropede is actually pretty good too. So I would say Ferropede is unblockable. Whenever Ferropede deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a counter from target permanent. This is another great way to kind of control. The thing is, they're not time counters. That's the big thing with you have to be careful with Tom Bombadil. They are not time counters. They are lore counters. So any of the cards that specifically speak to time counters, do not directly fit in this deck. Drawing. Let's see. Power Conduit. Let's see what that is. Let's just see. So let's go to Advanced Search and look for text. That is the only... Alright, so that's the only one that says choose one. Guys, if you're hanging out, I would really appreciate it if you would like this stream. Helps make sure that more people are aware of what I got going on here. So it looks like Power Conduit is the only one that kind of has that kind of feel to it. So I think Clock Spinning is good. So Clock Spinning. Chisei is also good. So that would be the third card I'd add in. Drawing, are you still in here? Zachary, it's going pretty well. If you want to help make it better, go ahead and like the stream and keep chatting, guys. The more people that I get in here, the better this goes. So that's up to 3 cards. So I've got Chisei, I've got Clock Spinning, and I've got Ferropede would be 3 cards that I'd put in a Tom Bombadil deck. I think the other side of what you're going to want, drawing, I think the next question is, how much do you care about... Oh. Hold on. There's another legend that cares about sagas. There it is. Satsuki Living Lore. So that's card 4. Cam, I use Moxfield. I just want you to give me a legendary creature that you'd like me to look for. So Satsuki the Living Lore is card number 4, and drawing. There's one more that I think would be good. We'll see what you think about it. Now, keep in mind, it's not super expensive, but this is a reserved list card. It's not cheap early. Not super cheap, but it's also not super expensive. Yeah, okay, so it's kind of expensive. It's $15. But Opalescence is a great one. Again, this is a card on the reserved list. But this can absolutely win the game for you. And How much is Replenish right now? Replenish is also good. It's a lot more expensive though, because it's a very powerful card, and it also is on the reserved list. But there are a couple other options as well. All right, Cam 10C, are you still in here? Since you came over from TikTok, I'd love to hear what your option is. So, Drawing, I hope that lives up to your expectations. Thank you for joining in on the stream. Tyler Ayala, are you still in here? What's up, Drew Fogg? Good to see you. Well, Cam is looking for his card. Tyler, let's take a look at Tayem for you. All right, so Tayem Luminous Enigma. This was a really fun precon, by the way. This is from, I think, C18? No, C2020. 1 white, black, green for a legendary creature, Nightmare Beast. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional vigilance counter on it. And then you can remove 3 counters from among creatures you control. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard, then return a permanent card with converted mana that costs 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So I would say, obviously you're going to want to run the proliferate cards like what has been coming out with All Be One. So Tyler, I would say, what are the... Zachary, thank you. And guys, make sure that you are subbing to my YouTube channel. I'm not completely giving up on TikTok, just I'm focusing a little bit more on YouTube right now, as I am not sure what the future of TikTok is in the US. So I appreciate you guys coming over and being supportive. But Tyler, the big question for me here is, what permanent type would you prefer to go with Tayem? You can go enchantments, artifacts, or creatures. Yo, Dance of the Mance is so good. Alright, so you want stacks. Okay. Let's see. So, go to mana cost. Mana value is less than or equal to 3. And if we're going stacks, we're going to need artifacts and enchantments over creatures. Actually, so if you're going stacks, Andrew Ellis, how can we win with Feldergriff? Ooh. Cam, we will do Xanathar next. That's something I've wanted to look at, but I haven't had a whole ton of time to look at. So, we're doing white, black, and green. And let's take a look. So the first thing that I'm thinking of, hold on. Need to not just do lands. So, Typeline, creature enchantment or artifact. So obviously the first thing that I'm thinking of, kind of right off the bat, and I'm just going to scroll down to find it here. Let's see. Go forward a little bit. I'm just going to, hold on. Obviously, the first thing is Drannith Magistrate. If you're going to do a recurring stack style deck, Drannith Magistrate is good. Oh, what? Oh, I just thought of one. Where is it? Where is it? Out of time. So if you're going stacks, with a recursion deck, out of time is great. Because this can just get rid of all the creatures on the board pretty much permanently. And then if you're you're also going to be proliferating in this deck anyway. So with out of time, I think that probably if you're playing stacks, this won't necessarily be Approach of the Second Sun would be a good win con in a Tayam deck, I personally think. Collector Oof is good. Is Manglehorn 3 mana? It is. Manglehorn is good. And this can absolutely turn off. This can turn off treasures too, which is good. Also, in the same lines, Authority of the Consuls is great. And also the fact that you can get this town turn 1 can do some really great stuff. And some incidental life gain is never going to hurt you. So those are the cards just kind of going in a Staxy direction. Obviously, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Problem here is it kind of turns off your deck as well if you're going to go in that direction. But if you're recurring, it's a little bit different. So that's kind of where I'd start, Tyler, with a IM deck. Alright, so let's see. What's next? Alright, Xanathar. Alright, so let's take a look at Xanathar Thirst. The Xanathar Guild Kingpin, 4 blue black for a legendary creature Beholder from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library. Anytime, you may play the top card of their library, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast spells this way. I think that probably the biggest thing you're going to want is Septiera. You need to protect Xanathar. Like, so the first thing that comes to mind is Ashnod's Intervention. I know there's also Kaya's Ghost Form. But if you only have 1 black mana up, so let's say you tap down to 1 black mana, and you're how's it going, Casey? Good to see you. Let's say you get down to 1 black mana, and then they try and get rid of Xanathar. Ashnod's Intervention absolutely can do some fun stuff here. So, what's up, guy that exists? Let's see what else. If you want some top end for this to be kind of wild, so the entire deck is kind of like playing your opponent's stuff. So I hate this card. I hate this card with the flaming passion of 1,000 suns. But your top end of this could be very, very fun, especially given the fact that you're in blue-black. So this could be a good top-end card for you. And if you play some recursion, you can get it out pretty early. And that recursion, because you have to cast it. But, alright, so Emrakul, the Promise End. Yeah, you could do... Rub me some cheese. Hello, friend. Good to see you. Fading Hope is good. Yeah. Also, Fading Hope is just good in the deck because it protects Xanathar. What's up, Goat Bard? How are you, friend? You and me both, man, and I'm only quasi-vertical because I'm sitting down. So let's see. So I'm trying to think of other good things. Oh! 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 So this is like I wouldn't have thought of this at first in a Xanathar deck. But Helm of the Host in a Xanathar deck is actually kind of gross. Because if you can protect your stuff enough, you can have a a Xanathar for each of your opponents. So, I would put Helm in the deck. And let's see. Also, in the same vein, Spark Double. Just because this is going to do... That's going to do that. So that's another copy. Goatbard stealing all my thunder here. Those are also great suggestions. I just had one and now it's gone. Oh. Displacer Kitten. For the lulz. Not your bad at all, man. So Displacer Kitten would also be very good. And get kind of busted. And in the same vein, Thassa Deep Dwelling. I think you could probably go the yeah, extra turns could be good. Guy that exists, I have not. I'll tell you why. So I'll just show you guys right now. So the reason I didn't is because I gained a new patron last night. I mean, this morning. So I spent the afternoon setting up a Deck Doctor upgrade for my newest patron. Guys, if you would like to support me and my content, you can do so by going to patreon.com and joining the Deck Doctor priority list for $5 a month. Any little bit that you guys give me goes a long way to help me make things better. And you can get there just by going to patreon.com/harmlessoffering. Alright, back to the fun. Let's see. I think I've given enough for Xanathar so far. So what was the next one that I saw in here? Ollie, are you still in here? Alright, Ollie, you really want me to do Urza? I'll do a couple things. I don't like... Alright. Urza High Lord Artificer. Everyone's favorite blue mage. I mean, is there really much else to do other than just drop a whole bunch of low-cost artifacts, cast Urza, and win the game? See you later, Goatbard. Thanks for stopping in. I mean, there's really only one way that you can build this deck. Because the moment that you put Urza onto the battlefield, into the command zone, once you put Urza into the command zone, you immediately lose the game unless you can win on like turn 1. So if you want to win on turn 1, here's some stuff for you. Jeweled Lotus. Force of Negation. Or of Will. Force of Will. Gemstone Caverns. Mana Vault. Sol Ring. Woo! That'll get you started on Urza High Lord Artificer. Alright. I'm just messing with you, Ollie. That was fun. Appreciate that. Let's see. Ooh! Ooh, Casey, are you still here? I would love to do Slimefoot. We're doing Slimefoot. That's not it. Slimefoot the Stowaway. I love this card. So, 1 black green legendary creature Fungus. Okay, I'm gonna answer a guy that exists really quick with Slimefoot and Squee. I haven't really looked at it, so Jund, whenever Slimefoot and Squee enters the battlefield or attacks, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Alright. So here's the first thing, like I have barely looked at this card. The first thing that comes to mind with Slimefoot and Squee, for me, is extra combats. Like, looking at this card, I would absolutely run this as an extra combat stack. So... Aggravated Assault. Breath of Fury. Breath of Fury is in my Ilharg deck. It's fun. What else? Combat Celebrant is great. Godo. These are all great additional combat cards. So that's kind of the direction I would go with Squee and Slimefoot. And let's go back to the OG Slimefoot, because I love this card. And guys, again, it makes a huge difference if you guys are able to like the stream. Just go ahead and tap on the like button that's there. And if you know anyone that would like to join in and have a good time, go ahead and share the stream too. Alright. Yo, guy that exists, that's a great thought process to derail with. So I am completely okay with that. Casey, big things I'm thinking of are obviously sack outlets. Let's do. So Pawn of Ulamog is great. It doesn't trigger with Yo, Josh, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. Um Josh, do you have any do you have an actual deck list? Cuz I don't mind taking a time around to do a quick deck doctor on it. So if you have an actual like deck list that you want me to look at, there's a submission form in the description of the video if you want to fill that out, and I'll take a look. So Pawn of Ulamog, I would definitely put in a Slimefoot deck along with Ashnod's Altar, obviously. Because Ashnod's Altar can start to go pretty wild. I've been doing a lot of graveyard. I've been getting a lot of Gravecrawler is good with So with Phyrexian Altar, you have infinite. You just win. If you have Gravecrawler and Phyrexian Altar and Slimefoot on the battlefield, you just win. Let's see, Neverwinter. What set is this from? $2023. What is this from? Right, but what secret lair drop is this? Is this something from the movie? Okay. Okay. All right. This card is dumb. Oh, what's that card that oh, if you want to low and lethal, if you're gonna break Vigor, I mean break that card, Forge Neverwinter, you're gonna need Amulet of Vigor. Amulet of Vigor. Here's another fun card. You guys really like to have friends. Here's another one. Lethal Vapors. As long as he's on the battlefield already, this is just gross. And now that I feel dirty, we are gonna go and take a look at we are gonna take a look at Ramming Up Ruins deck if I can find it. So let's see. Ramming Up Ruins, are you still in here, Josh? Josh, are you still in here or did you have to peace out? Let's see. Nate Hales, I would say on average right now the decks that I give away are probably between a 6 and a 7. Um, like they aren't super high power. I've given 2 very high power decks away. I gave away back in January. I gave away a Keurig Son of Yawgmoth deck, and then early last year when I hit 10,000 followers on TikTok, I gave away a pretty high power Yuriko deck. But on average, the decks that I give away are anywhere from $100 to $200 in value. And then because part of the goal is hopefully to get people to upgrade the deck as they play it. But I'll be honest with you, like the more like part of the reason I'm pushing so hard on YouTube right now is because they have better monetization. And if I can start getting ad revenue and things like that on top of like my Patreon stuff, it would make a huge difference in me being able to give whatever decks away I want. Like that's the goal. The goal is for me to give away as many decks as possible. So that's kind of the idea. Yeah, Torbrand is a deck that I built for myself a while ago. But then I decided that I didn't need more than one mono red deck, and I absolutely love my Ilharg deck. My Ilharg deck is my perfect one so far. All right, looks like Josh opted out. All right, I've done enough mean commanders. Zachary Julian, are you still in here? All right, so you wanted me to take a look at Galea. Guys, again, if you have not already, please like the live stream. It goes a long way to help me make the most out of these streams and get more people engaged here. Alright, so Galea, 1 green, white, blue. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. That's always powerful. You may cast aura and equipment spells from the top of your library. When you cast an equipment spell this way at games, when this equipment enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. First card as an early include is Sigarda's Aid. This is a great 1-drop in this deck. It's also fantastic in the Wylith precon. Nate Hales, how are you? What precon are you currently using? Sigarda's Aid is great because this is some redundancy for if your commander gets killed. And it gives you some flexibility on how you are casting your spells. So Sigarda's Aid is great. I'm going to show you guys one of my all-time favorite equipments in Quietus Spike. This has gotten recently reprinted that I really like. Quietus Spike is great, and especially with Galea or with Sigarda's Aid out. Fantastic. I'm guessing you're talking about Colossus Hammer. Oh, you're talking about the deck that you have. Corrupting Influence and the Warhammer decks. But this is also great in Galea as well. Tribute Mage is good. As is Trophy Mage. Armando, good morning to you as well. Conqueror's Flail. Conqueror's Veil is also very good. Trinky Mage, lol. Armando, I can do Coma next. Absolutely. So that's kind of where I'd get started. Let's look, but just super quick, let's look at a couple auras. Trying to think. Big thing to pay attention to uh, with Galea. I think Fertile Ground is actually in that precon, but remember that you can have auras for not just creatures too. All That Glitters is great. Sentinel's Eyes is good. I like Sentinel's Eyes because you can keep getting it back. Coma. I have a really bad feeling that Coma got completed. I know we only saw the art, but I'm almost 100% positive that Coma and Toski both got completed, and it makes me sad. So Coma is 3 green, green, blue, blue. This spell can't be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. Sacrifice another serpent. Use 1. Tap target permanent and activate this can't be activate this turn. Coma class version case indestructible until end of turn. I mean, Zachary, you can be as Timmy as you want. All right, so let's take a look at Coma. It's not serpent. But I think really the first thing you want to do in a deck like this is because it, like, yes, the tokens that you get from Coma are good, but you're going to want to make sure that you have protection for Coma down when it hits the battlefield. It can't get countered, but if it lands and sits on the battlefield, someone can then just destroy it. Um, so let's take a look. Serpent. In blue green. So obviously AEC is good. Oh, I have not seen this. I love this. This is a cool card. So let's take a look at this here. Biolume Egg, 2 and a blue for a creature servant egg. When Biolume Egg enters the battlefield, scry 2. And when you sacrifice it, which you can do with Coma's ability, you return it to the battlefield transformed. So technically, you can get two coma triggers off of one creature with this card. I would probably do Swiftfoot Boots over Commander's Plate, but let's take a look at it. I guess it's only one. So, yeah, that's kind of a hefty equip cost. Actually, this going back to Galea, you should probably put Commander's Plate in Galea. It will only really affect red and black in Galea, but it's still worth having. Um, let's see, what other good serpents can we find? They're all pretty big. It's kind of lame. Which makes sense, I guess, but still. So, what is that card? Where is that? Oh, Mori is good in Coma. Don't necessarily need the snow aspect of it, but it's good. Hard. Maskwood Nexus. Thank you. So I would also drop Maskwood Nexus in Coma as well. Because then you can play Mana Dorks and things like that. And also continue to. Yes, Biolume Egg, Maskwood Nexus, and there's another blue one that does the same thing. And I am missing the name of. And I can't believe that I don't remember the name of this card. This card. There it is. Arcane Adaptation is another good one in Coma. And it's 1 mana less than Maskwood Nexus. What about you guys? Do you guys have any other commanders you want me to take a look at? Or. Ooh, Real Tal, hello. Is there a commander that you would like me to look at? Real Tal, hit me with it. The chat just got a little bit quiet, so. And once you give me that commander, go ahead and hit the like button on the stream. I'd appreciate that. Ooh, yeah, Unctus. I can do that. I don't like playing infinites either. So even if it's not if it's not infinite, are you okay with getting a pretty good amount of value out of Unctus? Freed from the Real is very, very good. Especially in a mono blue deck because you're probably holding up mana anyway. So if you've got Freed from the Real on the battlefield, you can get some extra value at the end of right before your turn. Umbral Mantle is great, especially if you want to go more in a direction of combat base, since it doesn't seem like you're looking for combo. So Umbral Mantle is a good way to get things untapped. Ixhel. We will do Ixhel next, Josh. I'd be happy to do that for you. I would appreciate it if you liked the stream, please. Let's see, what else can we put in Unctus? Let's look for some good blue creatures. Let's see, so creature. Ooh. Let's do this. Let's look for some good cheap creatures with mana value 1. Artificer's Assistant is good. If you want to keep drawing cards, Bethnic Biomancer can be pretty good. Errant could be fun. You want me to put Beguiler Wills on the screen? I thought you didn't want me to, so Beguiler of Wills. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, that's not an end of turn effect. That's gross. I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Joshua oh my gosh, I can't talk. Joshua Al-Hadef. Let's take a look at Ixhel for you. I mean, I feel like there's already been a lot of stuff already talked about with this. Um, but I can kind of show off. So, guys, I am also. So, a lot of you may have come in and seen the Torbrand deck that I'm giving away, but I also have a Skrelv Defector Might deck that I'm giving away as well. There's a link to that in the description below as well, so make sure you go and enter that. And speaking of Skrelv, Joshua, are you still in here? Thank you, Nate. I appreciate the support. Okay, there he is. All right, Josh, let's talk Ixhel. So, are you just trying to go straight poison on this deck? Real Tal, I've given away, after this month, I'll have given away, I think I've finally hit 30 fully sleeved commander decks that I've given away. That's kind of what I do. My whole idea is to make Magic the Gathering make Magic the Gathering more accessible. But Joshua, yes. So if you are you looking to like this is just a straight poison deck? Are you looking for infect? Are you looking for toxic? Because the card in and of itself is pretty straightforward. So before I start digging in, I'd like to hear what direction you want to go with the deck. All right, full poison. So here's an interesting way that you can go about it, and this is actually the main win con that I have in my deck. Is so in my Skrelv deck, and this actually directly applies to Ix Chel. So Skrelv Defectormite is 1 white mana with Toxic 1 and can't block, blah blah blah. The big thing here is this ability. Pay Phyrexian white mana and tap, choose a color. Another target creature you control gains Toxic 1 and Hexproof from the color until the end of turn. It can't be blocked by creatures that color this turn. So the way that I've talked with a couple judges about this, and instances of toxic stack. So if you combine Skrelv with Clock of Omens, so as long as you have enough white mana or life with Clock of Omens, you can, and you have enough artifacts on board, whether it be Thopters or Might tokens or just low-cost artifacts like Spellbook or Tormod's Crypt, you can untap and tap Skrelv up to 10 times with a fully unblockable and hexproof creature and attack with it for a cumulative Toxic 10 and take someone out with 1 hit. This is the main win con in my March deck giveaway that I'm doing with the Skrelv deck. Does that make sense? So let's go to Commander, white, black, green with mana value 0. So I don't have this in there, but there are some other. I might have to put. That's really. Black Lotus, lol. Bonesaw. So the win con in the Torbrand deck is more or less Torbrand himself. There's just a ton of different damage spells in the deck. We can hop back over there. Let's go take a look at that deck. But I would say probably one of the main win cons is Warstorm Surge with Furnace of Wrath and Fiery Emancipation. I would say those are like the main quote win cons in that deck. But friends, I am feeling pretty tired right now. I thoroughly enjoyed this stream. I'll probably do some more of this again. I think my next stream is probably gonna be Arena, playing some of my Ilharg deck. But friends, I've had a good time. Nate, I hope I answered your question there. But it is time for me to go catch some Z's before I fall asleep at my computer. I will see you all later. Take care of each other. And don't forget to share my channel with your friends. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.